Hello there. This is the Dark Queen, or should I say, the deprived sleep Dark Queen, because I have not had a good night's rest in quite some time. I keep having these night terrors, and I really thought I'd talk about it. And talk about this, it's in relation to this actual subject. And I want to talk about something that I fear. When it comes to monsters, when it comes to animals, I really don't fear a whole lot. I mean, snakes will bite, rats will chew. That's kind of the creepy part. But I'm not petrified of rats. I mean, come on. But the Pit and the Pendulum did work on that very, very well. But I digress. I haven't had a good night's rest because I've been reading up on these supposed alleged sightings of Bigfoot near San Antonio. I mean, we had that fake freaking hunter who claimed he killed Bigfoot, which is, you better show me everything. Don't be showing me no Hobby Lobby fur rug with this Star Trek mask. No. We're talking about people like hunters, people that have been trekking in this near the San Antonio area where they're claiming to see a literal Bigfoot. And to me, I don't like monkeys. I don't like primates. Spider monkeys, small little things, baby chimps, maybe. But I still won't trust them completely. But I digress. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about monkeys. Let's talk about freaking Bigfoot. Let's talk about the possibilities. A lot of people ask me about the paranormal and this and that. And, I'm someone that's not going to say definite yes or definite no. I stay open-minded because, like I always say, science is always, it's a work in progress. It's a discovery sort of subject, really. And so to me, but the problem is with the concept of Bigfoot is that it's quite possible. That's the terrifying sort of thing that I really don't like talking about because it freaks me out. And, I don't even know where to begin. People are saying that they're seeing it. People are claiming, that fake guy claimed he killed it. But to me, the terrifying part is the realization of factoring in things. People just like to say, yes, it's true, or no, it's not. But let's weigh in the what ifs, which are far more terrifying than the actual, this case or that case. And let's break it down, and then I will talk about my own particular experience, right? And in relation to my fears of all of this. So one, this is San Antonio, Texas. I live in the Southtown area, which is kind of borderline of downtown and the hood, which to me, I'm always a South Side girl. But I love my city nonetheless, right? So I know that in most parts of this city, if a Bigfoot was walking around in the city, probably would not be walking around for very long because, people bust a cap in this monster, right? But, the Texas wildlife, things like that. But what we need to factor in is that we have a primate research facility here inside the city with acres and acres of land, very large and high fences. And I understand that, primates are used for medicinal research purposes, things like that. But, when I read up on the concept of Bigfoot and the potential of merging, human genetics and DNA with primate genetics and DNA, it creeps me out because I've read that it has been successful during research during, I think, around the whole concern of the Cold War and things like that. And with me, just having that research facility, having those high, I think also their electrocuted fences concern me, freaks me out. Especially when you read that, on the other side of the world, it was successful, but they terminated this particular it wasn't a fetus. It was literally like they said that it was born, whatever this thing was between man and ape. And so that concerns me greatly, especially now with science, where we have people doing illegal crap all over the country and all over the world. It that freaks me out. But to know that we have a large number of primates that some could go missing or be claimed to be terminated, that is what freaks me out. Okay, so that's one thing, right? This potential scenario where that can happen. And when I think about, this sort of, if this thing were to grow up, it probably would have a massive bulbous head, be very conscious of, its surroundings, and be very lethal and have the power of a freaking primate that wants to eat meat. That is terrifying. Tell me it's not. I challenge you. And so anyways, let's go back. Let's go back to the 90s when I was a wee little one. And, back in the mid 90s, I was like 9-10 years old. I don't even remember, but I was like 9 or 10. I was into horror. I was into, I wanted to have fun. And so this pudgy little schoolgirl would go to this carnival, and this was called Sunshine Park or Sunshine Carnival. They had a little roller coaster. It was kind of like the San Antonio Kiddie Park, but for older kids, basically, where it was up to like teenagers, where they had a roller coaster, they had Tilt-A-Whirl, they had games every weekend, except like during really cold winters. And, I got old enough to the point where I got to explore more and more of, the carnival, to do the older games or see the other exhibits, things of that particular extent. And, I remember going in this sideshow, actual exhibit. Never been there. They had the world's largest snake, and I wasn't oogling and ogling over that. But I was like, let's go inside. And by this time, if I were to kind of paint you a picture of like the whole place, it's like the Silent Hills sort of rundown carnival meets Toby Hooper's Funhouse, the Funhouse. It was creepy like that. You had creepy carnies lurking all over the place. The rides kind of worked, stuff like that. And so we go in this exhibit, and there's like, if I were to paint you a picture of what the exhibit looked like, it was a trailer. You got up the stairs, and there was like a whole wall of these jars, clear jars with different sort of fetuses. And then there was pictures. Some were colors, some were black and white. The pictures were basically of like women who had like fused animals as far as claiming to have birth. And it was super creepy, and some of the pictures were black and white, and they had this retro sort of look to it that just messed with you, because the women were like naked, and I was just like, whoa, this is weird. And there was like puppies, where they claimed like this woman had a litter of puppies, and then another one was a woman had an ape human baby. And I was just like, that is weird. So to me, I by that time I had seen Funhouse, and I was like, they're just yanking my chain. But there was a whole wall of specimens, and where they had the ape babies, and they were humanoid ape baby like creatures. But the problem was that I was like, well, maybe they're just fake, or maybe they just made them. Like, that's what I thought. But they were in stages of, like, I don't know, like trimesting stages or something, like where the fetus was growing. Like, they had a little one, they had a bigger one, and then they had a bigger one with hair, and I was just like, the other ones could have been rubber. To me, I was like, well, they could. But when you see hair just kind of like floating, like in space, that is what creeped me out. That this woman had ape-like babies, and the babies were in the jars, and there was, and they were all just there, different animals. I don't know if they were like horses, goats, But this one was, you know, in its stages, and I was just like, whoa. And from that point on, I was just like, I never want to be by this carnival again because it creeped me out. I was like, well, what if one of these things like grew up and is just running around, swinging on the trees, just waiting to eat a little kid like me, little fat kid like me. That is what I was terrified of. Yeah, ape-like monster, bulbous head, lurking under an underpass or some, waiting to snatch a little kid, eat its belly, and then go back to the carnival with the rest of the freaks. But yes, I mean, I will say you're getting the dark side of the Dark Queen as far as what terrifies me. But yes, when it comes to Bigfoot and the sightings and, you know, the theories, and I think it's quite possible, okay? I'm open to it. I'm not saying that, oh yes, they exist. Let's play some pranks on them like in that beef jerky commercial. No. But I am open to saying that it is a potential possibility with all the scientists who are trying to abide by the law versus the scientists who are just going to different countries, doing what they want, buying people, buying animals, and seeing, you know, if we're gonna have freaking saber wolves, you know, in 2020. Who knows? I have no idea, but other than that, I think this is enough nightmare fuel to where I will continue not to get sleep. Other than that, I definitely do hope you like and subscribe to my channel, Creepy Signal, bringing you all your nightmare material. Looks like I have enough for tonight. I will catch you guys later. Love you, and hope you enjoy your 2017. I know I'm off to kind of a great start, but I will see you later.